We are going to talk about a movie.
This is going to be a disaster.
It was one of the best movies of the year.
It's gonna go so well. Probably one of the last movies I would ever want to see in a theater. What's going on, everybody? Taylor here, and I am joined by
Jacob.
As usual. We are going to be doing something a little different today that we've never really done before. We brought back pretty much a suitcase worth of movies when we went over to the US for our trip to add to our collection. And we wanted to go through and kind of show you guys what we brought back.
Yeah. So, just to give you some context, when Australian Blu-rays are bought, they're in the thicker cases. So that was something that I'd never realised before I went over to America, was that apparently your Blu-rays are in a lot thinner cases and look amazing. But we also, our digital codes don't work with iTunes at all. And as someone who is very Mac-oriented, much to Taylor's chagrin, that has always been an annoyance for me. However, the American ones are all very iTunes.
For the most part, yeah.
They all they work with iTunes. So I've now been able to get a whole bunch and being able to actually. So I'm starting to rebuy basically our collection because I'm an idiot. So,
but it also gives us an opportunity to buy 4Ks and Steelbooks, and there are a lot of 4Ks and Steelbooks that never get released here. Mm-hmm. Sometimes even Blu-rays don't get released here, and you have to buy the DVD if you want it,
yes.
Which we refuse to do at this point. There's no point in buying DVDs.
No.
So let's start with the Blu-rays that we
bought.
Alright,
so these are the Blu-rays. I have rebought every single one of these. Like, I already owned them here, but I have rebought these because I'm a genius. So, first off, Tim Burton, not directed by Tim Burton, directed by Henry Selick, but Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. This is an absolutely awesome movie. An absolute mainstay of Christmas and
well, not only that, this one's
Halloween.
Well, yes, but this one is very special to us because we did go see at the Hollywood Bowl.
We did.
We got to see it, and everyone was there, and it was fantastic.
Yes. Moana. I really thoroughly enjoyed this. This is one of the better Disney movies in my opinion, and I love the music, and I think
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah,
my friends.
I think this movie is sadly underrated.
All right, what else we got? Oh, I love
Big
Big
Hero
Hero
6.
This one's one of my favorites.
This is such a
good.
good movie. If you've never checked it out, make sure you do. It's absolutely. These are all Disney movies.
The characters in this movie, to me, are some of the best ones. It's a great ensemble in this movie. The humor's great. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, this is our Disney pile.
Yeah, so just at the moment, we're starting with the Disney movies because that's where I'm starting my collection because I'm a genius.
This next one.
Okay. I love this movie. You watched it for the first time about a month ago because you had to do a trailer reaction for Frozen 2. This is the first Frozen. I love Frozen. I think this is a fantastic movie that gets hate because it got popular.
Yes, because it's overrated. Thanks, bye.
It is not overrated. It is a very, very, very strong and good movie.
It's fine. It's fine. This one, however...
Let's talk overrated.
It's underrated. Nobody likes this movie, and it's amazing.
Okay, I thoroughly enjoy this one as well, and that is Tangled.
This one is my favorite one.
Yeah, I think this is an extremely good movie, but yeah, it is a very, very solid, well-made, very entertaining movie that I thoroughly enjoy. With
great music.
Yes,
Great
really,
music.
really good music.
All right, next.
All right, we're on to the Disney Renaissance.
Woo!
The final film of the Disney Renaissance. Tarzan.
I love Tarzan.
I love Tarzan.
I love the music of Tarzan so much.
This is an incredible film. It is a lot of fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
One of the classics, for sure.
Okay, I think this is your.
Yeah,
this is your favorite.
This is my favorite. Yeah, this is my number one.
I didn't see this until like 10 years ago.
Really?
I didn't watch it as a kid. Yeah, I never saw this as a kid.
As a kid, this was like my number one, where I wanted to be Mulan. Like, she was my, you know how people are
Yeah.
like, oh, Cinderella, oh, Sleeping Beauty, whatever. Like, this one was mine.
Yeah, I know. I never saw it until about 10 years ago.
Wow.
And that was the first time I'd seen it when I went on my Disney kick.
Okay. This one is probably one, to me, that gets overlooked way too much in this period of these movies. This soundtrack, to me, is, like, unmatched.
So, this was the first... Okay, my mum and dad have always said Fox and the Hound was the first movie I saw, but it was on a re-release. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember that.
This is the
first one that going back on the timeline, this is the earliest one that I can remember being in the theater. The only scene I can remember is from Hercules, is where he dives into the underworld.
Oh,
That's the only thing I can remember.
Especially as a kid, that scene.
That's the only thing I can remember from that going there, but it is in my mind that I know we went and saw this in theaters, and since this is 1996... that would be my earliest movie.
I wouldn't remember seeing it in theaters if I did.
Yeah.
I'd be just slightly too young, but that movie, A+.
Alright, one of Disney's most underrated films. This is an incredibly dark, incredibly well-made film, and I love every single moment of it. That is The Hunchback of Notre Dame. We did mostly just buy Renaissance movies.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Renaissance and modern era movies.
Yeah, but we gotta start somewhere, right?
Exactly.
And the last one is your favorite
This
one.
is my all-time favorite animated film. No film has ever gotten close to it. Everyone thinks they know what I'm about to put up, but you don't.
No, you don't.
No animated film has ever gotten close to this. This is perfect storytelling. This is absolutely 100% This is a perfect movie, and that is Beauty and the Beast. Absolutely the single greatest soundtrack of all time. The best just storytelling in general, and I absolutely adore this film.
So now that we've gone through all of our Disney DVDs, Blu-rays, whatever, that we brought back, we do have a couple of other Blu-rays that we weren't going to find on 4K.
No.
So we were happy with getting them on Blu-ray.
Yeah. So they haven't released these on 4K, and actually some of them you can't get here at all yet. So
yeah, that is true. A couple of these we haven't been able to find here, including this one.
Yeah. So this one is one of the better horror movies from this. Actually, we've got two. They're all from this year, funny enough, except one's a re-release. So. This was one of the better horror movies of the year. I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Oh yeah, we watched the first one so we could go see the second one.
Yeah.
And we actually loved it.
Yeah, I actually love both of these films.
Yeah.
If I could have found the first one, that would have been amazing, but I couldn't.
But we couldn't. So we had to just buy the second one.
Which is Happy Birthday to You. This was a lot of fun. It was just stupid but fun. And
those are the kind of horror ones that I like. The cast is really great. The acting's really great. It gives you a really fun story to follow that has horror elements in it. And I'm really sad because we're probably never going to get the third one that they set up.
I know. And that is a shame.
I know.
All right.
What do we got next?
Next is the other really great horror film that we saw this year.
We loved this one.
Yeah, I mean, I really, really loved this movie. And then the end happened.
I know.
And the end knocked it down about a star or half a star for me. This was going to be on cusp of being one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. And then the end happened. And I was like, oh. And the end just frustrated me. And that is Escape Room. I still really think this is a great horror film.
Oh, yeah.
It is a lot of fun.
So good.
It's a really great movie. Just ignore the last 5 minutes.
Fair enough.
Okay, now this one. There's a story behind this. So
we have an interesting relationship with this movie.
Okay. This movie came out in January for Americans, and I've wanted to see it ever since it came out, but then wasn't able to, obviously, because it wasn't out here. They did a 1 week limited release a 1 week engagement in Australian cinemas the week I was in America. So I wasn't able to see it. I have not been able to see this movie in theaters. I really wish I could, but that is the Apollo 11 documentary. I need to watch this. So we saw it and I was like, I'm going to get this so that I can actually watch it. And that is what I'm going to do at some point, is actually sit down and watch this.
And the last one, we go back to animated, and this one's all you.
So
all you.
This one is all me. I love this series growing up. It's an animated TV series that you can buy these here, but I've just never gotten around to it. And then the fact that this has a digital copy as well is kind of like the thing that got me over the line.
Yeah.
I love this series. I remember watching this as a kid. I love it now. I think it's got the definitive version of both of these characters, and that is Batman, the animated series. Every episode ever. I need to sit down and actually rewatch these. I need to show you this show.
Yes.
But I love this show. If you've never watched it, check it out.
All right. Well, that wraps up our Blu-ray haul that we got.
Well, technically,
if you don't include Steelbooks, which we will get to.
So now we're
going to start on our 4K pile.
All right.
This movie was one of my favorite movies of the year that it came out. I was really sad that it didn't get the award recognition that it should have. It's a movie that I saw in theaters and was just so emotionally invested and so just emotionally a wreck when I saw this movie. And that would be Hacksaw Ridge.
I thoroughly enjoyed Hacksaw Ridge. I think this is Mel Gibson, at his absolute best as a director.
Agree.
And I think Andrew Garfield is incredible in this film.
One of his best performances, for sure. Next one we're going back to animated. We've got Wreck-It Ralph. I actually really like this cover a lot.
Yeah, so do I. I really love this cover, but I also really love this movie.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's this one especially is a really well done, well animated, really heartfelt story.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah. This one I'll let you
all right.
Introduce.
So, we just did a trailer reaction to the new series of Watchmen. I have never, ever been able to actually see the Ultimate Cut because it is not available in Australia. You cannot get the Ultimate Cut legally in Australia. So, guess what we're watching? Saw that and unbought it.
Next, we've got...
Okay, this is one of the best sports films ever made. I think it is extremely powerful. I bawl my eyes out every single time I watch this bloody movie, and that is Warrior. Two of the absolute, just most gut-wrenching performances you will see. This is one of the best films of the decade. Make sure you check it out if you've never seen it.
This one is another one where it was one of my favorites of the year when it was released. I feel like it really got overlooked in a lot of ways because it's just a brilliant story, has an amazing cast, and is one that I really like to revisit. I would like to rewatch it soon, actually.
Yes.
Hell or High Water.
Yes.
I think it has a great cast.
Yeah, I think this is a fantastic film. I definitely need to rewatch it. We haven't seen it. I haven't watched it since the year it came out when I did my Oscar push. I need to see it again. It's such a good movie, though.
This one means a lot to both of us for a lot of reasons. But this one, I was so excited when I heard it was coming out. Went and saw it in theaters and bawled my freaking eyes out.
Yeah.
Think everyone did, to be honest with you.
Yep. Really, really great movie. Just shows you that, look, the story's basic as hell, but it's still
it's great.
It's really, really well told. You can tell a basic story really well. You got a great movie, and that's what this is. Had to buy it in America because you can't get 4K in Australia.
Yeah, isn't it only Blu-ray?
Yeah, it's only Blu-ray.
Yeah.
A lot of these are only Blu-ray.
This one is special to us. Would you like to introduce why?
This is one of my favorite horror films. And it's the first horror film we watched together.
Yeah,
because I forced her to watch it.
Yeah.
And that is Cabin in the Woods. Really, really great horror film. Really fantastic premise. Funny, entertaining. If you have not seen it, make sure you check it out.
I enjoy it a lot because it's not straight horror. And, I mean, there are straight horror movies that I think are good, but that one to me is my kind of horror where it's funny, it's dramatic, it's got a lot of different elements where it's not just straight up horror. So... this next one is one of the best movies of last year.
Yes.
100%. We've had some very interesting viewings of this movie.
Yes.
But we're talking about Black Klansman. I think this is some of the best humor in a very serious movie that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, this is absolutely just one of the best movies from last year. This was the one I was pulling for to win the Oscar.
Yeah, I
really wanted this to win Best Picture. Because it was one of the best films from last year. If you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out because it is funny, entertaining.
It's very poignant for the times that we live in right now.
And just a really, really great film.
Yes. All right, I'm going to give you this one.
Okay, so I have been told to buy this because it is incredible from a certain somebody in our group, PJ Campbell. He has been yapping on about this since he saw it. I think he saw it at WonderCon, I think. But it is Batman vs. the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Have not watched this yet. I need to, but he keeps telling me to see it, so I'm going to watch it. So I bought it because you can't get it here, like, in 4K, so I bought it.
Might as well, right? Alright, this is another one for you.
Okay. The Social Network will end up being my number one film of the decade. It will take a damn near masterpiece for any other film to beat The Social Network as my number one film of the decade. That is one of my all-time favorite films.
Right. Yeah.
It is absolutely damn near perfect. This is a very close second. It nearly did it the year it came out, and it is the film that has stuck with me the second I watched it, and it has not left. I watch this I try and watch this at least once every 6 months. This is one of my all-time favorite films now, and that is Arrival. It is such a perfect film. Like, not perfect. It is such a well-made, incredibly told story, and it is the film that got me to actually see Denis Villeneuve for the amazingly talented director he is.
This one is very important and special to me. It's a movie that only the US got as a theatrical release, if I'm correct.
Yes.
And I'm really glad that it did, because I was so excited to see this movie, and seeing it on a big screen does a lot for this movie that's very VFX heavy, and that is Annihilation. This is one of my favorite movies, and it's tough because most people that I've come across aren't as into it as I am. It's not something that a lot of people, as far as I know, are super into, but I think it's a stunning movie. I think the cast is incredible. I think that it's one of those movies that makes you think and gives you an ending that might not be satisfying if you want a cut and dry ending of exactly what happens. But it's a movie that made me think, and I have not stopped thinking about it since I saw it for the first time in theaters in, like, January of the year it came out.
Yeah.
And we found it in 4K.
We did, yeah.
We found it.
You can only get this in DVD. DVD in Australia.
Do you know
this
how,
movie in
do you know
DVD.
How garbage that would be to watch on DVD? Honestly.
Hey, another one you can only get on DVD in Australia. However, this was my favorite film last year. It is incredibly powerful. We saw this. We saw this on our first trip over to the States, or my first trip over to the States.
Yeah, because I had seen it and then told you that you had to see it.
This was one of the absolute best films, and that is The Hate You Give.
So good. So underappreciated.
Yeah, this is the film that should have won Best Picture.
I agree.
This is a film that was incredibly important.
It's a tough movie to get through, but in the best possible way.
Exactly. I love this film so much, and if you have not seen it, make sure you do, because it is absolutely one of the best films from last year.
Alright.
Oh, I get so much crap for this. Okay. So, you know how we were talking about the Disney Renaissance before? Here is one of the films that I think is one of the weaker films in the Disney Renaissance.
I think it's fine.
I think it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong.
No.
It is a
good movie. It's a good movie, and there are parts of it that I will probably appreciate a lot more after we see the live action.
Yes.
Honestly. But
that is The Lion King. I think this is a good movie.
I think
it's
good.
Thoroughly good movie.
It's fun.
It is not the masterpiece everyone calls it.
No, it's got some great scenes, some great animations, some great colors, but it's definitely not in my top 5.
No.
Like everyone else.
Yeah.
So, moving on.
Alright. Here is last year's animated Disney film that I was kind of...
I was like, it's good.
Yeah. We got this for free. So
Pat.
Thanks, Pat. We didn't buy this one because we bought... We already own... We had the
We have the Steelbook of that one. But
so, yeah, we got this for free. So, thank you, Pat.
This one is a movie that means the most to me and probably will end up being my favorite movie of the decade, honestly, just because of how much it means to me. And like you were talking about Arrival, how much after I just saw it the first time, it just has stuck with me and has just hit me in such an emotional place, and that is La La Land. And I get a lot of crap for that because it's, I guess it's not cool to like La La Land anymore because of the Academy Award stuff. I don't know. But it's such a well-made, beautiful, emotional story, especially if you're someone who is interested in the arts, whether it's music or acting or whatever your struggle personally is with trying to achieve your goals. It's just, I watched it and it just hit me.
This, when I first walked out of this movie, I went, well, there's the best film of 2016. It and Arrival have swapped, because Arrival grew on me a lot more than this one has, but it's a damn close second, and this will probably end up being on my top 10 of the decade. This is one of the best films of the decade. If you have not seen it, please see it. Please. Ignore all the other crap that everyone drags into it. It is such a good film, and I absolutely adore this film so much.
I will always be a proponent for that movie. All right, I think the rest are Steelbooks, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay.
So this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's just start with a pile here. I'll let you start it off.
All right. Dances with Wolves. This is a really good movie. Everyone gives it crap because it won Best Picture. It didn't deserve Best Picture because... Oh, yeah, we got to show this.
Yeah, we got to show them off.
Oh, God, this is going to take forever. Everyone gives it crap because it won Best Picture. Look, Goodfellas is a better film. Goodfellas is an incredible film. This doesn't mean this is a bad movie. It is still a really good movie.
Alright, the next one we've got is Cinderella.
The live action.
This is probably my favorite live action Disney movie that's come out.
Yeah.
I love it. I think the cast is great. I think the way that they tell the story is great. And it's, I don't know, to me it's just one that came out and I was like, yeah, I believe this and I think it's really good. And I haven't really seen a live-action one that has hit me the same way since.
Well, this and Jungle Book are the two. Yeah. Are the two. Yeah. And the reason why this one works so well is because they're not constrained to the animated film. They decided not to remake the animated film. They were like, okay, we're actually going to tell our version of Cinderella, and I did like that. Yeah. Whereas in all the ones post Cinderella have gone, we're just going to literally we're going to shot for shot remake these movies. Shot. Yeah.
Speaking of Cinderella, we weren't going to buy Cinderella, but then we saw the anniversary Steelbook, and I was like, we need it.
Yeah.
Look at how gorgeous this is. Look at that. Like, how can you see this and not buy this?
I like how they're basically the same, the inside. Like, they're just like, hey, we used the same inside, basically. The same shot.
Yeah, that's stairs. Cool, actually. But, yeah, so we picked up that one because they were like, here's a really gorgeous anniversary Steelbook. And I was like, great.
Yay, more money.
All right, these ones are for you.
All right.
To talk about.
So, these ones I was... Gifted because Alex and Pat are the most amazing, wonderful human beings in the world. And we got all the Batman and the Schumacher and Burton Batman films.
Yeah.
And
they're all very pretty.
Absolutely love them.
They're so pretty. Yeah. I love these. This is like the best gift, honestly.
Yes, he is the best human being in the entire world.
I would show you the insides, but there's so many.
Yeah.
So we gotta actually get through.
Yeah, we gotta get through this.
This one I'm gonna introduce by saying this movie wasn't everything that I wanted it to be. There's a lot that I loved about this movie and a lot about this movie that broke my heart. Mm-hmm. But the Steelbook is gorgeous. And I would like to rewatch the movie and kind of get another take on it.
So this is the epitome of the Steelbook being gorgeous, crossed us over the line to actually buying it. And that is Alita Battle Angel.
Look at that. It's so freaking pretty.
Yeah.
We saw it released online and we were like, oh no.
Yeah. So this... this is an absolutely gorgeous Steelbook, and that's what
pushed us a little bit over the line of actually.
Because we were probably not going to get it. And
not right away, at least.
Yeah,
it would have been one that.
I'm glad we did because man, it's sold out everywhere.
I know.
I know. It's hard to get a copy of.
All right,
we got more and more to go.
All right,
and you got some behind you.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah. We have so many of these.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize how
I
many
know,
of these
we
had.
bought a lot. All right. Now, here is a lesson in having a look and seeing what the Australian one is and what the American one is. Because the Australian one and the American one are very different steelbooks.
They are. They are very different.
And the Australian one isn't that good. So,
we had to order the American one.
yes, Shazam.
Shazam.
I loved this movie. It was a lot of fun.
It was so fun.
It was just...
It had so much heart. Zachary Levi kills it. He's the perfect person to play this role. All of the kid actors were fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to what we're going to get with Shazam and that whole family in the future. Because it was great. And I think the Steelbook is great. Yes.
Okay. So here is the Steelbook that crossed the line. Like, we had a rule. 4Ks only.
Yeah.
I would only buy 4K Steelbooks.
Yeah.
However, we missed out on getting this one. It had sold out by the time that we got over there.
Yeah.
And we weren't able to buy this one on 4K. However, we then saw it on Blu-ray. And Pat, in his infinite wisdom, and what completely stuffed me for the rest of the trip, was he went, why don't you just buy the Steelbook and then buy the 4K separately and put the 4K in the Steelbook?
And I had been thinking that the whole trip, where I was staring at it going, we could buy it because nowhere on the case does it say that it's a Blu-ray Steelbook. And I was thinking it, and I was like, nope, that breaks our rule. Nope, if we do that, we're in a lot of trouble, because if we see a Blu-ray Steelbook that we like, that won't stop us from buying it anymore, and we're going to be in trouble. Yep. But this one was worth it, because I really wanted this one so
we broke the rule,
bad.
And we bought a lot of Steelbooks that we shouldn't have, and that was for A Quiet Place.
That, to me, was worth it to break the rule for this one.
This is
so good.
Such a gorgeous Steelbook.
I love the back of it, too.
Yeah, and look, it was such a fantastic film.
Yeah.
This is a lot, seriously, so much fun, and yeah, just overall an amazing
great
film.
Performances.
Yep. Great performances, great
so
film.
Good.
Just, if you have not seen it, see it, because it is so fucking good. Alright. Now, I bought this because I wanted... Look, I love the first film. I'm an apologist for the second one. And the third one is not a good movie. Just straight up not a good movie. But it was on sale, and I really love the Steelbook, and that is for the Matrix trilogy. This is really, really gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. It's really pretty.
And yeah, I do really love it. And the non-Steelbook ones were basically just... the individual Steelbook ones were too expensive to get. So
there you go.
That's what
this one I love. This one is so pretty.
This is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And that is for Mary Poppins Returns. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
I did too. I had a lot of fun with this movie.
I thought it was
and
a good movie.
I get in trouble because I would prefer to watch this one over the original, just because the original now, to me, is tough to get through because it's so long, and the pacing for what we're now used to in movies, it's so slow. Yeah. And it's just, I know, I love the first one a lot, but to me, this modern day one obviously fits the pacing of modern films a lot better. And yeah, please don't hate me.
All right. I'm just going to do the next three in one.
Yeah.
Because they deserve to.
Yeah.
So, that is for the Captain America trilogy.
Yes.
Thoroughly enjoy these. These are absolutely the one Taylor's
This is the best one.
Yes. That is the best Captain America movie. Not only best Captain America movie, it is the best MCU movie.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And then...
These are so pretty. I love these. What do the insides look like? Ooh, that one's cool. I like that one. First Avenger. Ooh, that one's cool too.
Yeah.
I love these movies. The Captain America movies are my favorite. Okay.
And then the Civil War one is them all running. Fair enough.
Love it.
All right.
These next two
were the Blu-ray rule.
Yeah, we broke the Blu-ray rule with
after we'd broken the Blu-ray rule. And it was... I mean, it's kind of an exercise in, well, you know, they're gorgeous Steelbooks, and we may as well. So, and that is for the X-Men trilogy.
Yes.
So this is just, this one is First Class, Days of Future Past, and Apocalypse. And then that one is X-Men, X2, and The Last Stand.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're just really pretty, and we saw them and we figured, you know what?
We've broken the rule already.
We've broken the rule. We might as well just spend some more money and get the really gorgeous steelbooks that we like.
Exactly.
So that's what we did.
Exactly.
Like responsible adult people.
Okay, one of the best movies of the year so far. I love this film. I need to watch it again.
I know. Now that we own it, it'll be
we
easy to
do
do.
need to actually watch it again.
I know. This movie is another one of those movies where after I saw it the first time, I've been thinking about it ever since. Like, it'll pop up in my mind and I'll think about it.
Yeah. On Letterboxd, I have it a lot lower than I probably would now, because when I first saw it, I was like, I like it. I just don't love it. And now the more I've thought about it, it's resonated with me a lot more. So, that I'm curious to see though if I watch it again, if I go back to hang on, no, there's the problems I have with it.
Yeah.
But that is Us.
I love the steelbook.
Yeah, I do too, because it's cut in and it's so good.
I love the back too.
Yeah,
the back's really great. Is that a?
That's a smudge from me, because I have hands.
That's my new favorite. That's my new favorite quote. That's a smudge from me because I have hands. And then there's that. That's pretty cool.
All right.
We're
almost done.
One of these, we have to give a shout out to my dad.
Yeah, we do. We need to give you a shout out to your parents.
Because we had to order it. The only store we could find that had it was a store in Colorado, and that's where my parents live. So we had to order it and then have my dad go pick it up.
Yeah. So that is for Toy Story.
Toy Story! I love these so much.
And Toy Story 3.
These are so pretty.
Yeah.
So cool.
They are. They are very, very pretty.
Love it. They're so minimalistic.
Yeah.
And it's so awesome. Look at that. I love these movies. I love the fourth one too. The fourth one, I'm excited to get the steelbook for. Okay, there's that.
Alright, favorite Toy Story film?
Oh god, you're gonna put me on the spot like that?
I am. I'm an awful human being.
You are. I don't know. I really need to rewatch the third one.
Yeah.
But I need to rewatch the third one, but I love the first one.
Yeah. I'm third one.
I need to rewatch the third one before I make a definitive.
Yeah, because we watched the first two and then never watched the third one.
And then didn't get to the third one.
All right.
All right. This one is another one that once we started breaking the rule, I was like, I need it.
Yeah.
Because I was behaving. I wasn't ever going to get this. I've been thinking about getting this for a couple years. And then we're like, well, we're breaking the rule. And I was like, okay, well, then I'm going to buy it. One of my favorite movies, probably ever, to be honest with you, is The Martian. And it's such a beautiful steelbook, too. Yeah. Look at that. I love all the orange. It's amazing. We rewatched this movie like 3 times last year.
This year? No, we watched it twice already this year.
I know we have. So good.
I watch this movie way too often. It is such a good movie.
It's so good, though.
And it's a really good movie. It probably won't be in my 10 of the decade.
No,
because it's one of those films that it's just so rewatchable.
I know.
And it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's
great.
Yeah, but it's not like, I don't know, it doesn't get to that extra level, but it is so much, it's such a good film. All right. I love this cover, and that was just for Jumanji. This is absolutely a gorgeous steelbook, and I just needed to have it. It is in 4K, I believe, though, which is good. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is in 4K, so I didn't completely waste my money. These next two. Okay. We may need some help from you guys at some point too, because it's hard to get the second one, and that is How to Train Your Dragon 1 and 3.
We have 1 and 3 in the steelbook
because 2 sold out, and it is only available in certain areas. So
if you guys can find the second one on steelbook,
and let us know,
please let us know so that we can order it.
Yeah.
And maybe have someone go pick it up for us somewhere.
Because these are gorgeous.
Yeah, and we need the second one. So, I love them.
All right. We've already talked about this movie.
We have already talked about this movie because this is another one we broke the rule for. Yeah. Because we bought the 4K last time we were in the States, like on our last trip over there.
Yep.
And then this trip, I saw the steelbook and was like, I need it.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
It is.
I love it. Like, especially for this movie. Another thing that I'm more willing to break the rule for is for a movie where I'm like, no, that movie's one of my favorite movies. So we did it for Hacksaw Ridge, and this last one,
Good news is we don't have to rebuy a 4K though.
Yeah,
We've already got that. So
this last one I'm gonna leave for you because of a lot of reasons.
This movie means the world to me.
Yeah.
This is one of the best movies ever made. It is heartbreaking. It is beautiful. It is just such an incredible experience and such an incredible film. And I have had my eye on this Steelbook since the day they dropped it. I have wanted it, but it has been damn near impossible to get. So I'm so glad I finally have it, and that is for Field of Dreams. This is such a beautiful Steelbook.
Yeah,
it is such a beautiful film. It is such an incredible film. If you have never seen Field of Dreams, make sure you check it out because it is absolutely amazing and wonderful. And just such a incredible film. But that's everything.
We worked our way through all of them, guys. That is what we came home.
That is what we came home with.
Yeah, that's what we came back with from our trip in the U.S. 2 of them were from our trip last time, but we figured we'd just throw them in there because it's 2 of them.
Exactly.
But what do you guys think of our collection that we brought back? Which movies are your favorites? Do you have any of the Steelbooks we showed you? Do you love any of the Steelbooks? Do you have any recommendations of what we should burn more money on?
Yeah.
Please let us know.
If you want to see us go my entire collection, let us know.
We could do that.
We could do
a series where we break down our entire collection because we have a lot. If you guys want to see that, but just let us know if you do, because if you don't,
and if you have any iTunes codes lying around that you're willing to just part with them, let us know.
We'll send those through.
We'll take them.
We'll take them.
We're not picky.
Not gonna complain about that.
We're not picky at all on iTunes codes. So
thank you guys so much for sitting through this video, going through all the movies we brought back with us. Please leave your thoughts in the comments if you like seeing this kind of video from us, and we will see you guys next time.